Hello and welcome. My name is Tiffany Chanell, and today I am going to show you how to budget. So, you should already know, and if you don't, I'll talk through it. But a budget is a way for you to better understand how much money you're bringing into your household and how much money is leaving your household. A budget can be done each week. A budget can be done bi-weekly if you get paid that way, twice a month, or a budget can be done monthly. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to budget a weekly budget and what you end up with at the end of the month. So, as you can see here, this is a weekly budget worksheet, and we are budgeting for the month of April. April has 4 weeks in a month, but let's say you were looking at a month that had 5 weeks. As you can see on the screen, it says months can contain between 4 and 5 weeks. Enter the number of weeks in a current month. If you have 5 weeks to budget, you'll see that this column, week 5, will light up. At first it was dimmed. And let's just say you made some extra income in this week. You would just add the extra income. Right now we're under about $164. Let's say you made an extra $100 in week 5. As you can see, this lights up green because you had an income. You didn't seem to have any expenses in week 5, and that ends up with having $64 uh, less in money as opposed to the $164 less in money. So I'm going to delete this because April only has 4 weeks in a month, and we'll go back to 4 here. But I just wanted to share that with you in case you're wondering, what is this dimmed column for? All right, so just an overview of a budget tool. There are many different types of budget, and you want to use whatever budget tool is best suitable for your needs. But in the case of today, I'm sharing with you a budget template that has been helpful to me and my needs. And the reason why it's been helpful is because it has a lot of detail here. You can see that we'll start at the top, um, which is called the weekly budget summary. And it shows you a row for your net income. That's the money you bring in each week. It shows you total expenses, the money that you're spending each week, and then total savings. I include total savings here because my goal is for you to see not only how much money you're spending on other things, but how much money you're saving or investing back into yourself. Because that money is essentially going to come from whatever income you're bringing in. And so we want to account for that. All right. And then you have your net amount, which is your income minus your expenses, minus the money you're investing or putting back in savings. And that gives you these totals each week and then month to date. Don't worry about the reds or the greens. The green means that you are either at $0 or more at the end of the week. The red means you spent more than you made. So you're at a less than zero value here. And I'll show you how to get that, how to budget so that you can get that number back up in the later in the video or in the next video. Now let's look at the different types of categories that we have here. So under net income, we have different categories, subcategories. We've got our wages from our uh, job that we work each day. We may have a business or a side hustle, or maybe that's where you get your wages from, your business, and that's fine. But we can account for it here. Any extra income or part-time work that you've done, that's not necessarily a business or a side hustle, but maybe you ran Uber Eats or something that you did that helps you get some extra money. Any additional income, like interest income, maybe you made some interest off of some investments that you made. You can account for that there. Dividends, refunds, reimbursements, gifts received, miscellaneous. So as you can see, there's a lot of different categories. And if you want, you can right click and insert, and you can add an additional category if you'd like. I'm going to go ahead and remove that row and go down to savings. So in our savings bucket, we have emergency funds, different types of sinking funds, and other investments. I put escrow here because I also save for my taxes and insurance payments at the end of the year. And so that's why I call that escrow. But you can add any additional savings that you want here. And then you've got your home expenses, different things that impact the home. Of course, your mortgage or your rent, your utilities, etc. And what I like to do is I look at, okay, how much money do I need to save each paycheck so that I can afford to pay my taxes and my insurance and my HOA dues at the end of the year? And so that's why you see this here, because I know it is going in savings, but I'm counting it here as an expense because at the end of the year, it will be an expense. And so I don't want to make myself believe it's a real savings account that I'm going to use for something, that I'm saving up for the house or whatever. It's really a huge expense at the end of the year, and I'm accounting for it in my home expenses. But you can account for it however you like, long as you do account for it. You've got your daily living expenses like your groceries or any type of house cleaning services. Then you've got your transportation and parking. That's pretty self-explanatory there. Any type of health and fitness. I actually did include, uh, you know, co-payments or out-of-pocket payments for doctor's visits. You've got your gym membership bills, etc. Prescriptions, over-the-counter drugs you can include there. Vacation and holiday. So you might have a savings account for vacation and holiday, but then when it's time for you to actually go on vacation, how much money are you spending on food and souvenirs and airfare and hotel accommodations? This will account for that. Then you've got your dues and subscriptions that you may have. A lot of times these get away from us and we forget all the subscriptions that we have. So this gives you an opportunity to track those so that you don't lose track of them. And then any type of debt or financial obligations like a car loan or a student loan payment or credit card. I like to keep that separate because eventually you will pay this down until you pay it off. So it's good to know what that debt obligation is. And then you've got your personal shopping, your entertainment, your fun time. And then I also like to account for childcare expenses. And then there's gifts. Every year there are birthdays, there's weddings, there's holidays. And it's important that we account for this and budget for this so that we don't accidentally go over budget. And then I included a miscellaneous category as well in case there's something that I've missed. And like I mentioned, you can always add rows here, and you can click in there and type whatever you want, and that'll give you the additional row. But I'm going to go ahead and remove it, but you do have the opportunity to do that. And so in a nutshell, that is what this budget worksheet entails.